We need to have a very serious conversation right now, because I'm looking out into society right now and I see men crying out for help in different ways. I see and notice that men are crashing out at an all-time level. Men are crying out and nobody's hearing them. Nobody is acknowledging the cries. When they say men, nobody really truly cares about men, they mean it, because no one is trying to help men. The rates of self-deletion, self-unaliving are at an all-time high. Yet, nobody wants to fix the problem or find a solution. Men are self-destruction, are self-destructing right now as we speak, failed by their family, bunch of broken families, raised by single mothers. And we expect them to grow up and be good men. Yeah, there's a few that come out of there that make it to the other side, but on average, that doesn't work. And then you double that with society. We live in a matriarchal system. Women are always pointing and saying, you're the evil one. I was looking at a video recently, and this woman literally said, men are satanic if they do not help women. But if we have some kind of standards and don't want to help these women, we get ostracized and called all kind of names. And even other white knights and simps will jump on you, just like along with the women. So you're getting double the negativity from your own gender plus the opposite gender, who's been convinced by feminism that you are evil. And we wonder why men are self-destructing, feeling lonelier than ever, lost and misguided, because nobody cares or nobody wants to fix what is truly the problem. Look at this story with Kyron Lacey. He had the world in front of him. Gets into a car accident, deletes somebody. Is probably going to do time. And he realizes that because he ran off, because he's a young, immature kid with no structure. Nobody told him not to speed. Nobody told him and took the vehicle away from him and said, don't speed. So he deletes not only the other person from reckless driving, but he deletes himself, because he cannot face the fact that his football career is over. He will be in prison for a significant amount of his life. And we failed him. His family failed him. The coaches failed him. His friends failed him. And now here we have another man bites the dust. You know what nobody wants to talk about and examine when it comes to the Austin Metcalf and when it comes to the Carmelo Anthony situation? Why were both of these men on go mode? You know, people say always TTG, train to go. Why were both of these men on go mode? Austin Metcalf, hey bro, if you don't move, I'm gonna force you out. Carmelo Anthony, if you touch me, bro, see what happens. Nobody wanted to communicate and talk it out. Hey, bro, we got valuable possessions right here. You're a stranger. We don't know you. Hey, bro, could you please leave? And if you don't want to leave, we're going to go get a parent or a security to escort you out. That's a path that Metcalf could have taken, and maybe the situation would have turned out differently. Who knows? If Carmelo Anthony would have said, hey, bro, I'm sitting right here because I'm meeting a friend. I told him I'd meet him at the 50-yard line. I'm just going to sit here until he gets here. He said he's about 10, 15 minutes out. If that's a problem, I can leave. I can move. It's a lot of seats here at the track meet. Or something to that degree. Just communicate, because you know you're in the wrong spot amongst strangers that don't know you. So they have every right to question where you are. But instead, both of these men are on go mode, and guess what? Another man bites the dust over a simple communication that could have been had. But we don't teach conflict resolution to men. We don't teach masculinity and de-escalation. We don't teach that. And we're wondering why men are crashing out, deleting each other, deleting themselves, because they have no structure and no discipline. This is not being taught in society right now. As we speak right now, there is a woman right next to me with a son. And guess what? Hopefully they are in a two-parent household, but it doesn't look like it. So guess what? She's either going to raise the man to be weak, or he's going to be effeminate, being a son husband his entire life, crashing out over her. When if they could have been in a two-parent household, none of this stuff would have occurred, because they'd have the structure and the balance of both sexes. Not only that, they would know good examples when it comes to how to get into a relationship. Well, I know how to select a good mate because my parents stayed together. I know how to act in a relationship because I've seen my parents acting, how they worked out their problems. But since we have so many broken families, we're wondering why these people are left out here to dry and can't vet a proper person anymore. We're expecting them to be something without the proper information, without the proper lessons and teaching. We failed. Society has failed men, and they're going to continue to fail men. This is the trajectory of where we're going. Guys, even if Trump wins this goddamn tariff war, who's going to work the fucking jobs? Because these people in our age group don't have any work ethic or discipline. They're lazy, entitled. Where does that stem from? Society failing men and failing women as well. But we're talking about men in this video. How are we supposed to fix families when there's a new child support law that just came in Texas, retroactive child support, to where you have to pay child support as soon as the child is conceived? Meaning that, okay, as soon as she's pregnant, classified as pregnant, that's when the child support starts. You have to pay for medical bills, all this stuff. All this means is it's incentivizing women, and it's incentivizing attorneys and lawyers for women to break up the family. Because why? It's big business. It's big business. There's no money in people staying together, the family staying together, the mother and the father staying together. There's no benefit. There's no money to be made in that. The government can't extract you with different stuff within that. Guys, these talking points, I'm passionate about this because I see this shit way too fucking much. But me getting on this video and having these goddamn talking points ain't enough. If you don't have it in your household every day, if you don't have a good mentor, if you don't have good leadership in your life, you're not going to get it. And this is extremely sad because this is the trajectory of men in society. Women are always complaining, there's no good men. Well, this is why. I just explained it in this video. I had to pour my heart out on this one because this one is really a big problem. And so we have an epidemic of men crashing out with nobody trying to throw out a life raft to save them. Hopefully this video reaches enough people to where we can somehow affect change, or even when I get to a certain spot financially, I can somehow help men. You know, it's one thing to talk about it on YouTube, but it's another thing to create a community to help people and to invest into men. But that's a whole nother video. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. You guys try to have a good day, good week. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.